So I've just done some of the silicone and background mix. Basically I had all that ugly black foam that I'd carved, and then I covered it with silicone and then covered it with this background mix. This is what it looks like. It's orchid bark and sphagnum moss and a bunch of stuff. And so I just pressed that into the silicone. Now I had the tank lying on its back to do all of that. And once I kind of did everything that made sense from that angle, I flipped it up. You can see that's why there's all of this on the floor of the tank. And now I'm going to do some of the areas from this angle that makes sense. So like some of this foam in there, and on the top here, it was like, well, why not wait until I'm back here? So I'm actually basically done now. It's looking pretty okay. I was pretty worried about the planter cups and being able to see the rims, but I found some like kind of bigger pieces of moss to stick them around. I think it's gonna be okay. And then again, I have that like, where is it? The fuzzy green ones, this stuff, which I'm kind of worried it's dyed green. So actually right now I'm currently like, I soaked some. I'm trying to see if the water like looks green. So I don't know, just to kind of see if there's like dyes in it. And then I also have this block of sphagnum, compressed sphagnum moss that I need to reconstitute. But the thing, it smells kind of weird. But yeah, the thing is that like, if you reconstitute it, if it's wet at all, it's not gonna work with the silicone. So I've gotta leave that for after. Okay, yeah, so that's what's going on. I'm feeling pretty good about this. Once this is done, then I can put in the drainage layer and the substrate and the plants. And then all that's left is the cleanup crew, so the isopods and the springtails, and the gecko. And I guess also just like the other decor I have, but yeah, okay, I'm gonna keep working on this. I actually kind of want to demonstrate how I've been doing the silicone. So, okay, here I'm going silicone gun. Put a glob down on the part that I want to cover, and then I'm using a paintbrush actually to spread the silicone. Now I've seen some people literally just use the gun to do the spreading, like just squirt it out where you want it. I've seen people use like just their gloves to kind of mush it around, but I really like just using this paintbrush just because I've got so many kind of like specific areas where I want to try to cover the foam. Okay, so let's cover this. Another thing too is they say to like not let the silicone rest for more than an hour because it'll cure and you won't get your background in. I'm just doing small sections at a time. Okay, so now here's a bunch of the backdrop mix. I just grabbed it from the floor from stuff that fell before. And I'm pressing it into where I just put the silicone, not silicone in there. Okay. So what I'm gonna do after I do all of these kind of top surfaces, there aren't that many of them, I guess. I'll try to cover this a bit in the back here. Yeah, what I'm gonna do after, I might even try doing up here. Okay, then what I'll do is I'll just tip the tank forward a bit just to kind of get all the extra stuff to fall. But I don't know, it's looking pretty good. I guess one other thing I wanted to try to figure out tonight. So these holes are supposed to be for the cord for the thermometer to go through, thermometer, hygrometer. And this backdrop doesn't leave any space for that. So I need to try to carve out this cork. I should have realized this before I siliconed the backdrop in. But what it means is I'm just gonna have to like use some kind of a small knife or tool to kind of carve away at one of these holes. I could use one of those ones or one of these ones, but we'll see what I can do. So I don't know, that's what's up. That's how I'm doing this. So it's the next day and it's a big one. I've got my backdrop all done. I've got my Hydroton, like leca balls, all rinsed and ready to go in. After that, I put in the substrate and then well, okay, then the mesh, then the substrate, and then I get to put in the plants. So I've kind of started, taking some plants out of their planters. I'm gonna have to rinse them a bunch, leaves as well as the roots, just to try to get it as like, I don't know, any of the chemicals as off as possible. The pothos plant, unsurprisingly, was like a bunch of different ones with like really huge roots all pulled together. So I was initially planning on putting the pothos in that planter on the side, but I don't know, now that I have all these different ones, maybe I'll mix it up a little. So I'll see. Actually, no, I think I'll still put it there, but I might mix up the pothos, like the 2 different kinds, maybe? I don't know. Clearly I need to kind of decide on my design decisions here, but I did have issues with my ficus pumila, my creeping fig, because you can see that like it's like those roots are tangled up. So I'd love to separate this into like 5 different vines to place around the tank, but I might have to just keep it as one, which sucks. So hopefully I can find some more ficus pumila. I don't have to go to St. Albert, but I might have to. And then, yeah, I'll decide which of these I want to go in, and then which can just stay in my office. But it should be fun. Oh yeah, and the extra dirt I'm just gonna put in the garden, because why not? Wow, seeing it with the dirt in like the, or the substrate, makes it feel so real. I'm kind of astounded. Oh my god. Okay, so I guess I'm gonna get right to the business with the plants. I'm doing that thing that Serpa Design talks about, where you kind of try to have more of the substrate towards the back than the front, because that kind of adds some dimension. But yeah, I guess, okay, so what I'll do is I'll rinse off those plants I showed earlier, and I should actually do the snake plant too, because that's definitely gonna go in. I wasn't so sure before, but I kind of like the idea of putting it in the sides. This is a good spot for it right here, because they don't need that much light. So if I have my lights like on top here, it's not gonna be a big deal.